From the barren sun-drenched desert to the snow-laden mountains, this is not the story of emperors or warlords. This is the journey of a father, a nameless messenger, and his young son, bound by love, driven by duty, soaked in the blood of rebellion. A single message in his hands, the fate of his people on his shoulders, a journey that will test the weight of loyalty, the cost of survival, and the meaning of life itself. This is Blood Message. A story carved in the sands of history, written in blood, where ordinary men fight to leave an unforgettable mark. Welcome back, gamers. In this video we are diving deep into the Blood Message trailer, breaking down the story, the gameplay, the historical roots, and why this might just be one of the most important Eastern games heading to the global stage. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and keeps these deep dives coming your way. Blood Message is a cinematic, single-player, story-driven action-adventure from NetEase Games. Developed under Thunderfire Studio and 24 Entertainment, the team behind Naraka Blade Point. Built with the power of Unreal Engine 5, this is NetEase's first fully single-player AAA experience, blending brutal survival combat with profound Eastern storytelling. But Blood Message is part of a much bigger shift. In the last few years, Eastern games have risen fast on the global stage. Titles like Stellar Blade, Crimson Desert, and Black Myth Wukong are showing the world that Chinese and Korean developers aren't just supporting players, they're leading the charge, crafting bold, beautiful, story-rich games that can stand tall alongside Western giants. And Blood Message could be the next chapter in that revolution. In Blood Message, you step into the shoe of a nameless messenger, a father and his young son bound by duty, love, and survival. Their mission to deliver a message that could shape the destiny of their crumbling homeland. At its heart, Blood Message is a forgotten odyssey of loyalty and survival. The story places you in the middle of the Dun Huang uprising, caught in the crossfire of rebellion, political collapse, and the rising tides of history. But beyond the war, there's something far more personal. It's about the unbreakable bond between a father and his child, and the lengths they will go to find each other, protect each other, and survive. So here's my theory from the trailer. It seems like the son might be the one who sets out first, carrying the weight of this dangerous mission. We see the father arriving at Shazhao, known in ancient history as Dan Huang, a famous city along the Silk Road. It seems he has learned the city is about to be destroyed or raided. He infiltrates the stronghold, desperately trying to get his son out. But it's too late. His son leaves behind a letter, choosing to stay and join the uprising of Shazhao. There's even a tense moment where the father clashes with the monk, hinting at the emotional conflict. Why give this impossible task to a child? Driven by love, fear, and loyalty, the father chases after his son, only to eventually join him on this brutal eastward journey. Together they cross deserts, snow-covered mountains, and collapsing cities, heading towards Chang'an, the capital of the Tang Empire. They are not kings, not warlords, they are ordinary people caught in extraordinary history. And unlike many games set in ancient times, there's no magic, no fantasy here. Just raw human survival against overwhelming odds. There's a bit of real history behind Blood Message. Blood Message is set during the final years of Tang Dynasty, one of the greatest empires in Chinese history. By the 9th century, the Tang Dynasty was falling apart, torn by corruption, rebellion, and the rise of powerful warlords. Far from the capital, the ancient city of Dunhuang, known as the Shazhao, stood as a vital crossroad on the Silk Road, connecting China to Central Asia. But for decades, Dunhuang was under the control of the Tibetan Empire, as Tang forces struggled to hold their distant territories. That changed in 848 AD, when a local Chinese leader named Shang Hishao sparked the Dunhuang uprising. He led a rebellion that successfully reclaimed the city from Tibetan rule, restoring Chinese influence and reopening a key section of the Silk Road, keeping trade, culture, and Buddhist teachings flowing across continents. It's believed the game's messenger may represent Monk Hushen, a historical figure who risked his life delivering critical war messages during the uprising. But what makes this story truly stand out? It's not about emperors or great generals, it's about ordinary people, warriors, messengers, and families leaving their mark on history. From what we can see in the trailer, without any UI clutter, Blood Message throws you into visceral, unforgiving combat. This isn't a game of flashy combos or high-speed attacks, it's slow, deliberate, and brutally heavy. Every fight feels like it matters. There's no room for recklessness. You'll need to fight smart, adapt quickly, and use whatever you can to survive. Weapons don't always seem to be in your inventory. Blades, hammers, debris, whatever you can grab from the environment appears to become your lifeline. Stealth isn't just optional, it's essential. Outnumbered and often outmatched, sneaking past enemies or silently taking them down would mean the difference between life and death. The combat looks and feels close, raw, and deeply personal, and by the way the trailer is cut, combat seems to flow seamlessly into cinematic action scenes without hard transitions. It's not just survival, it's survival in motion. In fact, the pacing and weight of the combat almost reminds me of The Last of Us, deliberate, heavy, and grounded in brutal realism. But Blood Message is more than just brutal survival, it's shaping up to be a cinematic odyssey. The game appears to be packed with scripted set pieces, city siege, collapsing bridges, and tense infiltrations that pull you straight into the chaos with movie like intensity. We catch glimpses of bustling marketplaces, sun scorched deserts, snow covered mountains, and ancient ruins, all suggesting a rich mix of combat, exploration, and puzzle solving missions. Beyond the battles, the world itself becomes a puzzle. The trailer teases environmental challenges and layered traversal, navigating ruins, climbing crumbling structures, and carefully working through what seem to be complex spaces to survive. One standout moment, we catch a glimpse of a light based puzzle where the player strategically moves objects to unlock new pathways. It's the kind of smart, word driven interaction that harkens back to the classic Prince of Persia puzzle solving era. Clever, satisfying, and beautifully integrated into the world. But perhaps the most exciting feature is the companion mechanics. This son or possibly other allies don't seem to just be there for story, they appear to play an active role in gameplay. We see moments where companions assist with stealth, takedowns, help unlock paths, and even join in platforming challenges. One especially charming scene shows a young and beautiful priestess like character lending a hand to help the player cross an obstacle, adding a layer of coordination and teamwork that feels both cinematic and meaningful. Whether this turns out to be a fully AI driven companion system, a story driven co op mechanic, or something entirely unique, the bond between these characters seems to be deeply tied to the moment to moment gameplay. And honestly, that's what makes Blood Message so exciting. Because everything you do, fighting, hiding, solving, or simply surviving, is part of this emotional journey. A father and his son fighting to stay together in a world that's falling apart. Every climb, every fight, every quiet moment of survival, it all feeds into a journey that's not just about reaching the end. It's about holding on to what matters most before the world takes it away. But Blood Message isn't just about its story or its survival driven gameplay. There are some standout features that truly make this game feel special and potentially one of the most important Eastern titles heading to the global stage. Let's talk about that. What truly sets Blood Message apart is how beautifully it blends cinematic storytelling with grounded survival gameplay. But beyond that, there are few standout features that deserve a spotlight. The game is powered by Unreal Engine 5 and it shows. From the rich lighting to the textured detail of the crumbling cities and vast landscapes, the world feels alive, dangerous, and beautifully harsh. If the final game looks anything like the trailer, we are in for a visual experience that feels both epic and deeply personal. There's something rare here. This isn't a power fantasy, it's an emotional journey grounded in loyalty, love, and survival. The father son bond drives the entire game, and that human connection might be what sticks with us long after the credits roll. Blood Message feels like it could be a part of a bigger movement. Alongside titles like Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, and Crimson Desert, we are seeing Eastern developed games step confidently into the global spotlight, bringing untold stories, rich cultural setting, and a fresh perspective to the action adventure genre. Blood Message has the potential to be something special. It's not about grand empires or mighty kings, it's about ordinary people who leave an extraordinary mark. No magic, no fantasy. Just survival, love, and the scars we carry on the road back home. If you're looking for a cinematic, story driven journey that balances brutal combat, emotional stakes, and deep historical roots, this might just be the game you need to keep on your radar.
阿娘，等着我。
是对信使，每个人都做好了有去无回的打算。